Welcome to Dream Central Station, where we facilitate holistic personal growth through wisdom, inspiration, spirituality, education, and action to live the abundant life that we so aspire to. We'll walk along the path in which the science of success and the art of achievement align to intentionally advance in life and manifest our dreams. In other words, rather than going to sleep to dream, we're going to wake up and live it. If you haven't done so already, I'd like to invite you to hit the subscribe button. And if you endured to the end and you decided that you liked episode 3 of Dream Central Station, I'm going to ask that you do a few things. Number 1, like that thing. Number 2, comment. Keep the conversation going. And number 3, share it with a fellow dreamer. Before we get into our lesson or review from last week, I'd like to remind you of the significance of this holiday, and the person that I have depicted on the image before you. This is none other than Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I wanted to shout him out for giving his life in service to form a more perfect union in these United States of America. Today marks a federal holiday recognized everywhere in the United States, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And however you observe this national holiday, I recommend you review his famous I Have a Dream speech delivered on August 28, 1963, on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. It's still powerful, and if you'll allow yourself to reflect upon where we were as a nation and then look at where we are now, you can see how far we've come in our endeavor to form a more perfect union. In episode 1, I actually mentioned Dr. Martin Luther King and how powerful his dream was. And I said that my prayer for you all out there is that you aspire to do something that not only helps you, puts you and your family in a better situation, but it helps the people in which you serve. That's the kind of dreams that we'd like to manifest, that I would like for you to want to manifest. Because if everyone was living that kind of dream, just imagine how good the world would be for our neighbors and one another. So in observation of Dr. Martin Luther King, I want to leave you with this quote. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hatred cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. So may you be the light and the love in the spheres of influence in which you travel. All right. So last week we discussed the value of our time, and how it's the root currency of life. So be a time MC by taking initiative to make every moment count. We also delved into our imagination, which is a vivid description of our future. And we said a few key things about our vision. Your vision can inspire you through tough times. Where there is no vision, people cast off restraint. If I have no vision of being an old person, then I probably would move in my young life with reckless abandon and potentially may not make it to being an old person. If it takes you closer, we said your vision can also drive your decisions. If it takes you closer to where you want to be, if it takes you closer to realizing that vision, then the answer is yes. If it takes you further away from realizing your vision, the answer is going to have to be no. Allow your vision to drive your decisions. Remember, it's spiritual. Your vision, your imagination is unlimited. It's not bound by time and space nor current resources. So it's only bound by what you'll allow yourself to imagine. And then remember your future self. Your future self is looking at you through the window of a memory. Just like you can think back in the past, you can go forward to the future that you'd like to imagine. So it's safe to say that my future self is looking at me, putting down episode 3 of Dream Central Station. And my future self is glad that I did. Because had I not done these things, it would have jeopardized some of the other things that'll happen as a result of me doing this. That was for somebody. You're going to get that. All right. And then last but certainly not least, we said, write your vision plainly. You can even put it in pictures. And today I wanted to show you something on my display. A vision board. For those of you who don't like to write things, you may not like episode 3 because we're going to talk about SMART goals and goal setting. All right. And writing that stuff down. But there's a way for you to capture your vision in the way of pictures. And if you're using technology, you can actually use your cellular device or whatever you have, take a few screenshots, upload a vision board creator application on your phone, and create your vision board from there. Now remember, Dr. Swart told us about the Tetris effect. how our vision can actually inform our dreams. So if you did this like me, and I recommend it if you haven't thought to do so, make the vision board on your phone and allow that to be your lock screen. So then every time you look at it, you're fueling yourself, you're inspiring yourself, you're motivating yourself to go for that run, hit the gym, make the YouTube post. In short, seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness so that all things can be added unto you. Tell your significant other that you love her dearly, more than anything. All right? Spend time with your family. Smile a little bit. All right? Just a friendly word of advice from last week, and going back to Dr. Swart and the Tetris effect. If you have a vision and you look at it, if you have a vision board and you look at it at night before you go to bed, then while you dream, it'll actually inform your dreams. It'll actually help you to sort out some problems and solutions and challenges. It may even cause you to dream deeper into the things that you said you desired. All right. So I'd be interested to see how many people do that and then what comes of it. So if you want to see it in this material world, you got to envision it. Remember, Karen Sheard, you got to see it, envision it before you see it, or you never will see it. All right. So this concludes our warm up. So now we'll get started into today's session entitled Goals. Remember, deliberately realized ends achieved methodically. The dream method involves 4 key ingredients: a dream, a vision, a goal, and a plan. And episode 3 is entitled Goals. All right. So a goal defined is the object of a person's ambition or effort, an aim or desired result. And I want to go through some fun facts about goals and how critical they are towards realizing your vision and living your dream. According to dreammaker.com, so you know I'm not making this stuff up, only 3% of the population sets goals. Only 3% of the American population sets goals. Only 1% actually write their goals down. That's why I told you earlier, you might be a little upset if you don't like to write. You got to write this stuff down. Somebody might need to write that stuff down, okay? Only 1% actually write their goals down. According to a study by Dr. Gail Matthews at Dominican University on goal setting statistics, if you write down your goals, you are 42% more likely to achieve them. I like those odds. It's better than 0. All right. So you better write that stuff down. If you write down your goals, you are 42% more likely to achieve them. The law of attraction fans. How many law of attraction fans do we have out there? You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Keeping a manifesting journal increases your chances of achieving a goal by 20%. So if you track your goals, not just write them down the one time that you did this dream process, but you track your goals regularly, you increase your opportunity to make that goal come into fruition or accomplish that goal. You increase it by 20%. According to Gallup, only 41% of people in the United States make New Year's resolutions. All right. And then according to a survey, 35% of individuals who start New Year's resolutions abandon them within a week. Now I know we're going 3 weeks strong. Congratulations, Dream Central Station. We made it. How many of you all are still pursuing your New Year's resolution? It's not too late. Hey, if you threw it off to the side and you're no longer exercising the benefits of that gym membership, it's not too late to go back. Remember to see it before you see it. Envision yourself at the gym, right? And then put the steps in place to get there. Studies conclude that approximately 65% of people who have written their goals achieve them. As I was going through this statistics and this information from dreammaker.com and the polls that they gathered and they took, I saw one significant thing that stood out in all these different polls: writing your goals down. Remember, if you have an aspiration, a dream, something that you can't necessarily put your fingers on, but you captured it in one word, and then you have a vivid description of your future, you can actually write down the goals associated with your vision. And we'll get into that when we start talking about SMART goals. But you can write down your goals associated with each one of those cubes on your vision board. And then you can plan and resource properly, commit your time and energy to it. And then you'll make that stuff happen. See, the way it works is you work your plan to achieve your goals. You achieve your goals, you realize your vision. Once you realize your vision, you're living your dream. There's the method. There's the process. I made it 4 steps and I try to keep it as simple as possible so you can actually do it. But the one thing that you have to do is what others, the majority, are not willing to do, which is write it down. I have a quote here by Dave Ramsey, and he said, if you will live like no one else, later you can live like no one else. How many people are willing to do that? I feel like I'm in the movie Belly when you had DMX and Nas side by side in Nebraska. Is you bout it, fool? So I'm in the back seat, and I come up right around the time when my man Buns is saying the sincere, are you willing to bust your gun to get it? He was basically asking him, are you willing to do what it takes to be who you want to be? Are you willing to bust your gun to get it? Are you willing to do what it takes to be who you desire to be? Now, when I look at my vision board, I'm like, absolutely, I will write down my goals associated with each and every one of those blocks because these are the things that I aspire to. These are the things that I envision. These are the things that I want to dream about when I go to bed. Later, for the nightmares, the stuff I need to avoid and mitigate, I want to go green light into all of these things in 2024. Who's with me? Well, maybe not for my vision, but your own. I'm with you, okay? So remember that. If you want to live like no one else, later you can live like no one else. If you will live like no one else, later you can live like no one else. Dave Ramsey said that, okay? All right. So now I'd like to transition and break down the elements of writing goals effectively, making your goals smart. All right. And I'll go back to the dream. All right. So you want your goals to be specific. It's not enough to say, hey, interesting fact that in America, there are 2 reoccurring New Year's resolutions. So let's just go back on that bandwagon. Number 1, people want to have more money. And number 2, they want to lose weight. And I'm guessing they want to have more money because they spent it all during Christmas to get gifts to the people they love, which is cool. It's better to give than to receive. Given it shall be given. All right. But then also they want to lose weight. Why? Because after Halloween, we ate up all the kids' candy. Come on. It's all right. It's all right. You ate up all the kids' candy. I know you did. That's all right. Y'all ate it together. All right. So you didn't stiff arm the kids when it came in with 5 pounds of candy. Y'all ate it together. Okay. And then Thanksgiving hit. And then the holiday season. And then you might have been running around, but you weren't really hitting the gym like you were supposed to. So then you might have gained a couple pounds between Halloween and New Year's. So now you want to have more money in 2024. And let me guess, you want to lose a couple pounds. So let's go with that for a second. A goal of ours, that would fit into the vision of being healthy, wealthy, and wise, and whatever that picture looks like to you. I don't have my dream board up anymore. But whatever that looks like to you, a goal could be to lose weight. But a specific goal that is measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. So a vague goal, and I write this vague goal in red. I just want to lose weight. All right. Is that good or bad according to the criteria of SMART goals? I'd say it's bad. Okay, you do have a goal. If we want to be positive, we do have a goal that we recorded. We did write it down, but that's not really the best. I'll tell you what would be better if we said, we'd like to lose. Here, I'll do it in green. I'd like to lose 8 pounds of body fat within the next 2 months. You see the difference? So the first one is, I just want to lose weight. And I think oftentimes we set goals sometimes like we speak to other people. Lose weight. Just want to lose weight. And we don't visit with it long enough. Remember, time is the currency of life. And whatever you spend your time doing, it's going to come out in the wash. Your time will tell on you. Time will tell. Time does a lot of telling on folks. So my point is, if you say, I just want to lose weight, you don't really give yourself something specific, measurable, relevant, and time bound to really hold on to. Versus, I want to lose 8 pounds of body fat within the next 2 months. That is specific. Lose 8 pounds. It's measurable, the pounds. Attainable, I'm giving myself enough time. I'm not saying I want to lose 8 pounds in one day. I certainly want to lose 8 pounds of fat and not the good stuff, not the muscle mass that I work so hard for. I don't want to lose those gains. All right. I don't want to starve myself and then my body starts to pull protein from my muscles. I want to get ripped. I want to get shredded. All right. So I want to lose 8 pounds of body fat within the next 2 months. Time bound within the next 2 months. You see the difference? And it's just that simple. And I'll go back to my vision board because I'm talking about relevance here. I said, okay. All right. So I'm talking about relevance here. All right. You want to ensure that your goal is relevant to your vision. All right. So we got our SMART goals. Did you write that down? If not, just go back, rewind it. That's the benefit to having this stuff on digits. Just going to do a mental model for you real quick and we'll get out of here because I'm going to spend a little bit less time on these presentations. Okay, so you have your dream. That's your aspiration. It's whatever you aspire to do, whatever you aspire to become. It could be huge, could be moderate, could be small dream, right? Your dream informs your vision. And then we learned through Dr. Swart that there's a Tetris effect, that you can get your vision board together, and you can look at that before you go to sleep, and it'll actually inform your dream. So these two things work in the spirit realm. They are in tandem. They work in the spirit realm, and they're not bound by time, resources, time and space. Right? So you can envision into the future. You could go back to the past. You can time travel with your vision. Doesn't matter what you have or don't have. It's not bound by resources, right? But by the time you get to your goal and your plan, this is where you deal in the natural realm. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where we operate from the present moving forward with exactly what we have. This is where you have to budget and prioritize to be effective. So when you do your goal, you want to ensure that your goal is relevant to your vision. If you accomplish that goal, it should be taking you closer to realizing your vision. To the extent that if you had 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 blocks in your vision board, each one of these, you got 15 separate goals as to how you'd like to gain more wisdom, how you would like to have money, health, prosperity, and wealth, how you'd like to have love in your life, the running, the physique, the weights, quality family time, kingdom time with the Heavenly Father, the YouTube channels. You should have a goal associated with each one of those blocks, and it should tie back to the vision. Because if your goals tie you back to your vision, every time you accomplish one of them, you're closer to realizing that vision. And once you've realized all of those, you are living the deliberately realized end, achieved methodically. Just wanted to break that down a little bit further, and I hope it made sense. If not, you continue to come back. It'll make more and more sense. And if you leave me a question in the comment, then I can address it specifically. So in closing, you want to do what it takes. Do what it takes. Take the extra step for yourself. Live like no one else, so later you can live like no one else. Write that stuff down. Tell yourself, write that stuff down. Make your goals specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Check on your progress regularly. Check up on yourself. Keep a running journal. Track your progress. All right? And there's a great guy by the name of Reid that said, a dream written down with a date becomes a goal. A goal broken down into steps becomes a plan, and a plan backed by action makes your dreams come true. So we're not the only dreamers out there. And if you like this, please find a way to make it a part of your daily routine. Exercise it, work it out, get those repetitions and sets in. Thank you for tuning in and giving your time and attention and taking another step closer to making your dreams a reality.